So do you ever feel like you are doing the emotional work for more than just yourself? Or do you find yourself needing to be the calm of the storm for absolutely everyone? Or do you often think to yourself while you are serving other people, this seems unfair? Or maybe it feels unfair. So guess what? Chances are that emotional work or that being the calm of the storm or these thoughts of like, this seems unfair, are probably a sign that you are just leading other people, whether you know you're leading other people or not. Because leadership has nothing to do with titles. I know a lot of CEOs that are not leaders. I know a lot of managers that are not leaders. I know a lot of people in politics that are not leaders. Because leadership has nothing to do with the title. Leadership has everything to do with, are you building an environment where people can do their best work and be the best version of themselves? That's what leadership is. Being a leader means people are choosing to follow you because they want to follow you, right? A real leader doesn't have to stand up and say, hey, everybody, I'm the leader. Listen to me. No. When you are truly living a life on your terms and you are living your life's purpose, people just start following you whether you like it or not. And that's authentic leadership. That is servant leadership, because people see you as a solution to one of the paths or many of the paths in their life. So since this servant leadership probably comes to you pretty easy because you're already watching this video, so there's something about it calling to you, and you don't want this servant leadership and this leading thing to feel so taxing all the time, stay in the room with me through this mini coaching session. The reason being a leader or being in a leadership position, like someone puts you in the position, not because they're paying you to, but because they want you to be the leader of their life. The reason it feels unfair so much of the time, there's a simple answer to that. Because leadership is unfair. That's it. Like, say that one out loud. Put it in the comments section. Like, normally, you know, I'm normally this positive thinker, but like, just put it. Leadership is unfair. It's not a pound for a pound. It's just not. Because being a leader, not only do you have to stay in check of your own emotions or your own reactivity or responsiveness in the world, but you also have to help other people, guide them through whatever they're going through as well. And you also have to bring moments of clarity or moments of certainty when times of adversity and in times of uncertainty. Like, that's the role of the leader, is to bring certainty in times of uncertainty. That doesn't mean you're perfect. That doesn't mean you're calm. That doesn't mean you know all the answers, but it means you're doing a heavy load of work there. But it doesn't have to be so taxing all the time. Now, this was a very challenging lesson for me to learn, both in leadership roles where I was being paid for it, and also just being a leader, whether it's a leader of the Gratitude Slam, leader of the Life on Your Terms Academy, or just other places where I enjoy serving others deeply. Because again, you don't have to be perfect and you don't have to be calm. But being a leader means if you're choosing to be a leader or a servant leader, if you don't know what servant leader is, GTS, Google that stuff or whatever word you like to use it for. But it does mean that you're willing to do the work in the adverse times. You're willing to slow down, take the breath, and start self-reflecting and take an inventory of what you're going through and maintaining your posture, as I change my posture, your posture of curiosity through the challenging times. And maintain that posture of curiosity in times when your expectations aren't being met. So I know I'm being very ethereal on this for right now, so I hope you're getting something from this. And if you're not, then stick with me, because here we go. I want to give you an example. If someone or something triggers you while you're leading other people, it's on you to take responsibility, the ability to respond. It's on you to take responsibility on how you respond to either that person or the circumstance that's in front of you. Not only are you responsible for your response to the person or circumstance, but you also, it's as the leader, you're saying, hey, I'm going to help you through what you're going through as well. It doesn't mean you have to take ownership for them, but it means you have the opportunity to lead them and help them through as well. So now you're doing the work for you, and you're doing a little bit of work for them. Is that fair? Is that fair? No. Heck no, that's not fair. But that's leadership, and it's actually a privilege to be a leader. At least I believe it is. And chances are, if you're in the Gratitude Slam or Life on Your Terms Academy or however you fell into this video, chances are you're willing to see that as a privilege as well. It's a privilege of being a servant leader. And if you look at any servant leaders over a course of time, people who have shown up and changed the course of the world, they've done the lift for themselves, they've done the work, and they help you do the work as well. Think of any leader in your life. They're doing the work for them to stay curious in the moment, and they're doing the work for you. They're helping you also get your moment of clarity as well. So, look, being a leader does not mean your needs don't get met. In fact, being a leader, it's so important that your needs get met so that you can fill other people's cup, right? You can't pour from an empty cup, as the Instagram badge would say. So here's the secret that I learned over time about being a leader and how it doesn't have to be so taxing all the time. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 secrets right now. And even if you're in a leadership role, meaning you're being paid for it, this still applies to you as well, as long as you truly want to build an environment for other people to be the best version of themselves. Even the people who don't meet your expectations and might have a different value system than you. 1, just realize leadership's unfair by default. I'm telling you right now, it helps a lot where I go, oh, you know what? This is just the gig. It's part of the obligation. Look, if leadership was easy, if leading others was easy, everyone would be doing it and they'd be doing it really well. And man, I wouldn't have a job, right? It takes a lot of energy to evolve the world. It takes a lot of energy to create change. So that's part 1. Part 2 is you don't always have to take responsibility. You don't always have to take responsibility. You know, look, maybe that just means, hey, instead of me being responsible for my responses to things, I just want to be a poopy pants McGee and be reactive right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Just recognize you're doing it. And 2, you don't have to take responsibility for the other person. Part of being a leader is choosing when not to take responsibility for the other person. When do you not guide the other person? Like sometimes they just have to go through what they're going through as well. You might be the leader, but that doesn't mean you always have to choose to be the guide. And I hope you get something from hearing that. I'm going to say it again. I really think it's important. I know I'm doing a lot of talking during this mini coaching this time. Sometimes I'll be asking more questions. But you might be the leader, but that doesn't mean you always have to choose to be the guide. Again, sometimes you just let other people go through what they're going through. I teach leadership every single day, and a lot of times I teach it to people who are very influential on our lives in the business world. So I recognize this topic is so much deeper than one little video could touch on. So if you want to learn more about staying in that leader's mindset or leadership itself and servant leadership, then join me in the Negative Thinking Detox. Free challenge. I run them all the time. Go to negativethinkingdetox.com and sign up for one of the upcoming ones that's coming to, or get on a wait list for one. So I do want to ask you some coaching questions. You can't get off that easy. I'm not going to let you not do the work. So 1, in what parts of your life do people just follow you? Right? Where you clearly are a leader, you might not even might not have asked them to follow you. Just where, you might not even see yourself that you're a leader, by the way. Just where do people naturally follow you? And 2, how can you use today's mini coaching session to help you lead those individuals better? Now, as I ask that question, first off, pause me. If you haven't paused me yet to answer those questions, and put them in the comment section, and like, love, and heart other people's comments. And I'm going to give you a bonus today. I just thought of this while I was asking the question. And I want you to hear this. This is a tough pill for me to swallow as the host of the Gratitude Slam and as the lead coach of the Life on Your Terms Academy. You're not everyone's leader, and not everyone's your follower. And the same goes for you. Not everyone's your leader, and you're not designed to follow everyone. I'm going to let that one sit. In fact, I'm going to ask you a third coaching question. What does that mean to you? My name is Ian Cedar, and I thank you for letting me in your life as your mindset and leadership coach. And I hope to see you at the upcoming Negative Thinking Detox Challenge. Cheers.